we can draw a reference to the Delta variant. Delta took about 3 to 4 months to become the predominant variant globally, 3 to 4 months. So if Omicron is very infectious, it may be faster than 3 to 4 months. However, the spread of Omicron can also be slowed down because countries this time are a lot quicker in introducing border measures. So we are seeing US, UK, EU member states, Southeast Asian countries, including Singapore, Japan, Australia, Israel, all took swift actions to suspend entries of travelers from affected countries. This did not happen that quickly for Delta. During this time, we may see sporadic cases slipping through into our borders, and we want to be able to detect, isolate, and contain these cases. What we want to prevent and need to prevent during this discovery period is to prevent Omicron to establish itself in our community. So these are the few things we are doing. First, quickly establish our starting point. So far, indications is that we do not have any Omicron infections in Singapore yet. We are testing travelers and air crew who arrived in Singapore over the past 10 days and have recent travel histories to the affected regions. Second, we will freeze all new VTLs and relaxations on social measures, and this is a prudent thing to do for now when we are faced with a major uncertainty. Third, we have implemented a new set of healthcare protocols for Omicron. We will continue the current healthcare protocols for Delta. As for Omicron measures, the healthcare protocols will be a lot stricter and quite similar to the initial protocols we implemented when we first encountered COVID-19. And everyone will be quite familiar with those protocols. So if an individual is suspected of being infected by Omicron, he will be admitted to NCID. And if confirmed, will be managed there until we are confident that the person is non-infectious through repeat testing. There is no option of HRP for this group. And with every Omicron positive case, we will do what is familiar to everyone. We'll conduct full contact tracing. Contacts will then be placed under quarantine and tested with PCR for exit. We'll continue to push ahead with vaccination. This is absolutely the wrong time to argue that because there are new variants, let's not vaccinate and wait for a new vaccine. Absolutely the wrong time. People die because of such arguments and such decisions. Remember, when we are faced with unknown, we buy insurance. The insurance is now the existing vaccines. Doctors from South Africa have observed that amongst the Omicron cases with severe symptoms, 65% are unvaccinated, and the remaining 35% partially vaccinated. These are very brief early data, but it suggests that the vaccine could still be effective and underscores the importance of vaccines. The situation we are facing is a bit like the game of snakes and ladders. We don't know what's the next throw of the dice and which square we will land in. If Omicron is more infectious, more harmful, and the vaccines don't work very well against it, then we have stepped on the snake square and we'll go down, and this will set us back by a long way. If Omicron is more infectious but turn out milder, then in time, a less harmful virus may dominate over Delta. And that is actually a positive development. Then we would have landed on the ladder square and maybe even take a leap forward in our transition to living with COVID-19. Or it may be just another variant that makes no great impact. You land on the boring square and we continue our current path to transit to living with COVID-19 as a resilient nation. We can only know the answer in the coming weeks.